Hi, how are you? So this is my next video, continuation of that previous asexual reproduction video. So I want to end up that video with this. So those are following this topic. So this is the continuation of the previous video. Hope that you like, share and comment on my video. So previous class video we completed up to the binary fission, asexual reproduction introduction, and how the asexual reproduction takes place. Different types of asexual reproduction we already completed. Now we come to the next part. In that explanation, one only I completed in the asexual mode of reproduction. Now we are coming to the next remaining modes of asexual reproduction. That is, one is budding. Budding is one of the asexual mode of reproduction. So where we see in this asexual mode of reproduction, budding. So we observe this mode of reproduction in lower multicellular organism like Hydra, and even we observe multicellular organism like fungi, but in that unicellular fungi, unicellular fungus we are taking, that is yeast. So it is a unicellular fungus. So in case of yeast also we observe the mode of asexual reproduction is budding. So in these two animals we are going to observe the asexual mode of reproduction, budding. So budding, what is budding? So it is an asexual mode of reproduction where an organism reproduces by forming an outgrowths from the parent body. As I told that asexual reproduction takes place with the involvement of only single parent or single individual. So that means a single individual is capable of giving rise to young ones. So single individual, if you take the organism body wall, from the organism body wall a small finger like outgrowth comes. From that outgrowth, so the cellular material like nucleus, cytoplasm, phylum, along with any locomotor organelles are there, they also forms, and when the complete body forms, it detaches from the parent body. So this process is called budding. The process of formation of finger-like outgrowths. First of all, we'll take Hydra example. So Hydra is a multicellular coelenterate. So if you observe the Hydra body, it consists of tentacles. So during asexual mode of reproduction, a small outgrowth formation takes place through their body wall. So this outgrowth slowly grows as an young one with tentacles. So this is the mother body or a parent body. So an outgrowth will be formed. So the complete formation of the organs takes place, and one day it will detach from the parent and lead an independent life. So we'll get the daughter Hydra. So like that. So from the body wall of the parent, this is the parent Hydra. So forms bud, an outgrowth. So this growing bud. Daughter parent. So like that, from their body wall, a new organism involved. This process called budding. So the process of giving rise to young one from an outgrowth formed from the body wall of the parent is called budding. Example, one of the example we learn, Hydra. So Hydra is a good example, is a multicellular coelenterate. Next we come to the unicellular fungus, that is yeast. In yeast, how budding takes place? So in yeast we observe in case of yeast is a unicellular fungus. So consists of cytoplasm, nucleus and cellular material. So this fungus, so it will reproduce by the formation of buds. During favorable conditions, when the food is available, a small outgrowth from the body wall of the parent will be formed. So slowly nucleus, cytoplasm. So like this body wall of the parent. So the outgrowth will be fully formed like this. So the daughter nucleus and cytoplasm will be formed. So at last sometime a chain of yeast cells also forms. So at a time so many buds may be formed. A chain of buds, any of the side of the parent body, so they will detach and forms new yeast cells. So from the parent body, new yeast cells may be formed. So this is the budding in yeast. So this is the budding in yeast. So here we completed budding process. So it is a process of formation of young ones in the form of buds from the outer body wall of the parent. So that's we completed budding process. So we completed the mode of asexual reproduction, budding. Next we come to the next process of asexual reproduction, that is spore formation. Spore formation, spores, an asexually reproducing unisexual or unicellular haploid structures. So the spore formation, spores are nothing but haploid unicellular structures which are covered by a coat for protection and nucleus and cytoplasm. These are single cell, so that means only one cell, there is no multicellular. So they are haploid, means single set of chromosomes present, and they are covered by a protective coat around it. These are the asexually reproducing structures called spores. So these spores are how they are useful in asexual reproduction, where we seen. You will take in case of multicellular fungus like this Penicillium, bread mold. So bread mold, we'll take example bread mold. So bread mold means it is a type of fungus grows on moist bread. A type of fungus grows on moist bread is called bread mold. If you sprinkle little water on the bread slice and if you left over means after a few days we'll see the growth of fungus. First it will comes as a white structure, slowly it turns into a black filamentous structure. If you observe under microscope, you will observe how the spores are dispersing in that bread, through that bread mold. So bread mold is a good example. It is the structure of this bread mold is a filamentous structure. So they don't have a actual root like structures will be seen. So this the structure of this fungus is called mycelium. Is called mycelium. So each part we call it as hyphae. Each branch of this filamentous structure is called hyphae or hypha. So if you observe this is the actual structure of fungus, that is bread mold. We are not able to see with our naked eye. Under microscope only we can able to trace out their structure. So they consist of a filamentous branch structures. So in which we'll see a sac-like structures or a cap-like structures called sporangia. Each one is called sporangium, plural form sporangia. So we'll see a sac-like structure called sporangia, in which we observe a number of haploid spores. So like these spores we are seeing inside. So these are the spores. So we are observing spores inside it. These are the spores which are helpful for giving rise to new bread mold. So when the sporangium inside so many spores are accumulated, so the accumulated sporangium matures and burst out to liberate spores. So these spores liberate and fall down on the substratum, and they gives rise to again new bread mold or a mycelium or hyphae. So like that we observe new young organisms from the spores liberated from the bread mold. New bread mold organism, fungi will grown up. So this is about the spore formation. So generally they required moist. So when the moisture is there, so through that moisture they are going to take up the food and grown up and matures to release the sperms. Okay, that is about spore formation. So last but not the least, we are going to learn about fragmentation. So fragmentation, I told exceptional case regeneration also. So fragmentation. What is fragmentation? It is a process of asexual reproduction where an organism body is broken down or divides into small pieces, so that each piece gives rise to young ones. So this is a simple method of asexual reproduction. So simply the body of organism, the mature, not a normal body, mature organism, the organism which is fully grown up, such organism is called mature organism. So the mature organism will be divided into small fragments. Fragments means pieces. Fragmentation, breaking down into pieces. It's called fragmentation. So due to that fragmentation, each fragment is capable of giving rise to young ones. So this process is called fragmentation. Example, we'll take Spirogyra. Spirogyra, it is an aquatic protistan. So it is a filamentous algal member. So it consists of a filamentous structure. The body is filamentous. Filamentous structure with ribbon shaped chloroplast. So it can be capable of preparing its own food. So after maturation, each part gives rise to young Spirogyra. Each fragment is capable of giving young Spirogyrae. So these are the daughter organisms obtained from parent organisms. So simply the filamentous body is fragmented and gives rise to young Spirogyra. So like this, simply it is very different from fusion and regeneration. So there will be no similarities in fission. Binary fission, it is a splitting of organism into two daughter individuals from the parent body. Here the Spirogyra is fragmented into small pieces. Each piece is capable of giving rise to young ones. There the nucleus, cytoplasm, everything is dividing separately and forms a new organism. Here the entire part of certain parts, they are dividing and giving rise to new young ones. So like that we observe fragmentation process in case of this aquatic organisms like filamentous algal members called Spirogyra. Okay, that is about fragmentation. We have completed fragmentation. Last but not the least is regeneration. So actually regeneration is not considered as an asexual mode of reproduction, but certain organisms, they are capable of giving rise to new organism from the lost parts of their body. So instantly or accidentally certain parts are amputated or cut off from the body. So each part is capable of giving rise to young ones. So if you take example planaria, flatworms, even you may see earthworm, even you may see the lizard tails, these are going to give a new tail. So if you see such an certain lower organisms like planaria, flatworms, it belongs to platyhelminthes. The body is platyhelminthes, flattened organisms. If you see the flatworms like this, so instantly their body is amputated or cut off. So each part, means this part can give rise to the remaining part. This part gives rise to the remaining part. And this part also capable of giving the remaining part. So the part will be used up to give rise to the fully formed organism. So why it happens means, here the amputated part cells, they will divide and redivide, forms a group of cells or a ball of cells. These cells are capable of differentiated. Once they differentiated, so they matured. When the cells are developed or matured, so in the ball of cells, so they will divide and forms the lost organs. Whatever the organs, for example, here only head part remains, trunk part and the posterior part are missed. So that part will be regained by the cells which are already divided. So these cells became differentiated and completes the lost parts from their body. So like the same way, this part which lost the head and posterior part, so this part also, the cells in this part are divide and redivide, forms a ball of cells. Then the cells become differentiated to regain the last parts. So such process of regaining the last parts from their amputated parts or cut off parts, this process is called regeneration. So regenerations you will see in the lizard legs, certain starfish, hydra, not only in the planaria, starfish, hydra. So in this organisms also we observe the regeneration. So regeneration is nothing but process of bringing back the last parts of their body, because of as they are amputating from their body, new cells are developed from the remaining cells. The cells which are remained in their body parts are divide and forms the last parts from these cells which are formed. They undergo differentiation or maturation or development and forms the new organism. So that's the end of asexual mode of reproduction. So in this video we completed almost all the parts of asexual reproduction. In the next video we will go to the sexual reproduction in human beings, animals also. So animals and human beings sexual reproduction we will learn. So thank you for watching my video.